The wind often howls a lonely tune out on Highway 17. It's a stretch of asphalt, carving a path through the desolate high desert of eastern Nevada. Miles of scrub brush and rock, under a sky that feels impossibly vast. Most nights, the only company is the moon and the distant, unblinking stars. It's the kind of road where you watch for deer or a broken-down semi, rarely for anything truly out of the ordinary, except perhaps for mile marker 47. It was just past midnight on a Thursday in late October when Arthur Jenkins made a routine stop. Arthur, a long-haul truck driver, knew every dip and curve of Highway 17. He knew where to pull over for a quick, undisturbed break. Tonight, nature called, and mile marker 47, with its small gravel pull-off, seemed as good a spot as any. He killed the engine. The sudden silence was immense, broken only by the distant hum of the wind. A quick stretch, a glance at the dark horizon, and he stepped out. The desert air was crisp, carrying the scent of sagebrush and cold earth. Arthur fumbled for his keys, making sure the truck was locked. A habit out here. No one to witness, just him, his rig, and the endless night. He walked a few paces from the driver's side. A few minutes later, Arthur Jenkins returned to his truck. He climbed back into the cab, started the engine, and pulled back onto the highway. Nothing happened. Nothing felt wrong. It was just a stop. A brief pause in the vast, uncaring flow of time. 3 weeks later, almost to the day, another vehicle pulled off at mile marker 47. This time, a sleek silver sedan, driven by Clara Vance. Clara, an architect, was driving home after a late project meeting in Reno. The isolation of Highway 17 was beginning to wear on her, the dark pressing in. It felt heavy. She remembered seeing the mile marker light up briefly in her headlights. 47. She needed to stretch her legs, clear her head. The silence, when she cut the engine, was profound. A complete absence of sound, save for the faint creak of cooling metal. Clara stepped out, leaving her phone on the passenger seat, the screen still glowing faintly with a half-written text message to her sister. She walked to the rear of her car, perhaps to look at the stars, or simply take a moment. It was 1:17 a.m. A passing motorist, an elderly man named George Finch, saw her car. He saw the silver sedan, pulled off the road, its taillights still faintly illuminated, and a figure standing near the trunk. He remembered thinking it odd, but saw nothing unusual. No struggle, no second car, just a lone woman by her vehicle. George Finch continued on. But when Clara Vance's family reported her missing, and a state trooper found her sedan meticulously parked at mile marker 47, untouched, doors locked, her phone still on the passenger seat, George's brief observation became the last confirmed sighting. Clara Vance had simply vanished. Clara Vance's disappearance was disturbing, but initially treated as isolated. Search parties scoured the scrubland for weeks. Nothing. Not a footprint, not a single trace. It was as if she had dissolved into the cold night air. Then, 6 months later, it happened again. A family of 4, the Millers, on a cross-country road trip, pulled off at mile marker 47 for a quick bathroom break. The father, Mark Miller, told his wife he'd just be a minute. His wife, Sarah, remained in the minivan with their 2 young children, asleep. She watched him walk towards the darkness. When he didn't return, she called out. No answer. She waited. Then she panicked. Sarah Miller called 911, her voice shaking. Within the hour, patrol cars arrived. The minivan was there, children still sleeping. Sarah Miller, distraught, could offer no explanation. She saw nothing, heard nothing. Her husband had simply walked away, into the dark, and never returned. This time, the coincidence was too stark. 2 disappearances, both at mile marker 47, both leaving vehicles behind, untouched, both without a trace of struggle or forced entry. State police, with the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, launched a full-scale investigation. The media dubbed it the 47-mile mystery. The investigation became an exercise in profound frustration. Detectives, forensic teams, and search and rescue units pored over every inch of mile marker 47 and the surrounding terrain. Ground-penetrating radar was used. Heat-sensing drones flew overhead. K9 units sniffed for miles. What they found was nothing. No footprints, not belonging to the missing. No signs of struggle. No discarded clothing. No blood. No DNA evidence. The hard-packed desert earth seemed to defy any meaningful disturbance. It was as if the individuals had simply ceased to exist the moment they stepped away from their vehicles. Investigators considered every possibility. Abduction, unlikely, given the desolate location and undisturbed vehicles. A serial killer with impossible stealth. Still, no bodies were ever found. Animal attack, no blood, no drag marks. Suicide, unlikely for a devoted family man or someone mid-text. Even then, where were the remains? The stark reality, physical evidence offered no answers. The vast, indifferent desert held its secrets tight. Mile marker 47 became a chilling void, a specific point where the normal rules of existence seemed to unravel. The cases weren't just unsolved, they felt impossible. As the official investigation stalled, theories proliferated, whispered in hushed tones across truck stops and online forums. Some spoke of human traffickers, operating with terrifying efficiency, snatching victims without a trace. But how? And why this specific remote mile marker? The logistics didn't add up. Others leaned into the more esoteric. Local legends spoke of ancient spirits, of portals to other dimensions. Could mile marker 47 be a thin place, a point where the veil between worlds was unusually fragile? The idea, while dismissed by law enforcement, resonated with the profound, inexplicable nature of the disappearances, the way they simply blinked out. There was speculation of a geological anomaly, a localized electromagnetic field that disoriented individuals, causing them to wander off. But even then, why no remains? And why such a consistent, precise location? The chilling consistency was the most unsettling detail. Not just the general area, but mile marker 47. A pinprick on a map where people disappeared as if consumed by the very air they breathed. Arthur Jenkins' routine stop months before Clara Vance vanished. It took on a new, unsettling significance. He had stopped at the place where people vanished. He had walked away. Why him? Why not him? Today, Highway 17 still stretches across the high desert, long and lonely. Mile marker 47 still stands, a silent sentinel. No more official disappearances have been reported there since the Miller family, perhaps because word has spread and few dare to pull over. Truck drivers now push through, avoiding that particular stretch of gravel. Locals drive past with a quick, nervous glance, a shudder. Clara Vance and Mark Miller, along with the two Miller children, were never found. Their cases remain open, cold, and utterly perplexing. The landscape around mile marker 47 has yielded no further clues, no hidden caves, no secret tunnels. It is simply desert. But the question remains, hanging heavy in the vast empty air. What truly happened to them? What force, seen or unseen, operates with such precise, terrifying efficiency at that one specific point on a desolate highway? What is it about mile marker 47 that allows people to simply